Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're gonna be talking about the Witcher 3 Next Gen Upgrade Patch 4.02. So there was a new patch today which is supposed to bring a lot of fixes to PC and consoles itself, so that's exactly what we're going to go. We're going to go through the entire change list and see what was changed, improved, and if actually the performance has been improved from the previous update. So when it comes to PC specific changes, first off, they improved CPU core utilization in the DirectX 12 version of the game. Because DirectX 12 version of the game comes with the most, additions and new features, like for example Raytracing and so on, it was also one of the most problematic versions of the game, which wasn't giving enough frame rate for people regardless of what PC or what sort of specification they were running. So right now they said that they improved CPU core utilization. For example, right here, if we see on the side, there is actually some improvement when it comes to CPU. I mean, I'm not an expert in this, but I'm getting a lot more utilization than I did prior to this update, so that's a plus. They also restored HBAO or Horizon Based Ambient Occlusion. So right now if you go to options, video graphics, you can change into HBAO plus. This is supposed to give you, some more frames along with, a better space screen reflections, which actually looks very nice in this version, and I tested it out. Frame rate was going up to 80 overall, so 70-80 in Novigrad, which was nice. Of course, if I turn on ray tracing and of course turn off HBAO, frame rate was okay. There was a big drop, like 50%. So as you can see, if I'm using everything on Ultra Plus and ray tracing on, performance mode, I will get around 50 to 40 frames to sometimes 30, depends like which part of Novigrad am I talking about. But again, is it better? Yes, a little bit. I can see that I've gotten personally at least 6 to 7 frames now if I'm gonna be playing with ray tracing in DirectX 12 version. Of course, if I turn on HBAO, like as I said, frame rate is going to go up to 70 or 80, and even without it, like the frame rate is going to stay somewhat similar. So generally this whole DirectX 12 version of The Witcher is a little bit strange when it comes to performance, and depends like which settings am I playing around with, but the frame rate difference is actually weird. I just hope I had like more knowledge to explain what I think was the problem here, but sadly I don't know. They also fixed an issue where my rewards section was not localized in Red Launcher. This was a small thing, but it's nice that it was fixed. They also fixed an issue with flickering landscape into SA that occurred when Nvidia Hairworks was disabled. Now the problem with flickering landscape is that it's not happening right now as it was before, but for example, if I turn on ray tracing and I walk around Novigrad, one of the first things you can actually notice in the background is that these shadows are just going to kinda pop up in front of you, and that's actually a problem with ray tracing itself, where some of these shadows on windows and for example shadows on buildings far away, there is going to be this LOD pop-up, which I don't know if this is connected entirely for ray tracing or is it also without it, but I noticed it mostly when I had ray tracing in general, where these shadows are still going to kind of appear and pop up out of nowhere. Again, when it comes to mountains themselves, I mean, so far, yeah, it has been improved at to the point where they're not flickering as they did before, but I still noticed some of those LOD pop-ups from time to time. And also they fixed an issue related to particle optimization, which could result in temporary stuttering. I mean, I had some stutters in the game, but I didn't really have this, so I'm glad this was fixed. Now when it comes to console specific changes, they improved performance mode on next gen console, so you should be actually seeing more frame rate on that. They fixed an issue where characters could become slightly blurry during dialogues and cutscenes on PlayStation 5. Fixed an issue related to memory usage in ray tracing mode, which could result in crashes on Xbox Series X. Whatsoever a man saw it, so during this quest the game will no longer crash if Geralt runs away from Shani after starting the conversation on next-gen consoles. Personally, I did not have this issue. And also they fixed an issue where quick saves couldn't be loaded when using cross progression on Xbox One. They added 2 missing top-notch swords on previous gen consoles, so yes, you can actually have this now. fixed an issue with overwriting manual saves where in some circumstances the oldest game save was deleted on PlayStation 5. Also, I did not have this issue, but I did have a problem with some of the, saves that I had were not there, so it could be somewhat related to this because I have saves starting all the way from like when the game was released initially. And also they address performance issues in Beauclair and Novigrad that occurred after loading a game save. When it comes to visual for PC and also next gen inclusive, they improved immersion of water appearance by adding refractions to SSR and ray traced reflections, so this is actually how it looks right now. I mean, it's not a big change, but it's definitely a change. They fixed a visual issue with brick textures where black artifacts covered stone arches. I didn't see this. And also they added a motion blur slider. It can be found in options, video, graphics. When it comes to quests and gameplay, this has been fixed across all platforms. So first off, battle preparation. They fixed a lack of dialogue option that would progress the quest during the objective let Avala know everything is ready. Reason of State fixed an issue where the door to the warehouse could become permanently locked if the player knocked, entered and then immediately left the building. When it comes to Scavenger Hunt Cat School Gear Upgrade Diagrams Part 1, they fixed an issue where the quest could stay active even after diagrams were looted. It actually had a problem and it was fixed after this update, so this is nice. And also they fixed an issue where trying to start a new game plus on incompatible save would block the player from starting the expansions in standalone mode until the game was restarted. Strange bug, but fine. And also when it comes to localization, they fixed an issue with the Korean localization of Ceres and Geralt's Gwent card description, fixed punctuation issues in Arabic localization and updated traditional Chinese font. So overall, my opinion about this update, well, it does seem that there is some improvement when it comes to stability and overall performance of the game. It is definitely more than I had when this came out, but it still wasn't a huge difference where I got like 60 to 70 frames more. No, again, if we're talking about frames, I think I got 10 to 15 frames during this update, which again isn't bad, and it kinda went back to the original version that I had because the original version of The Witcher, or well, the initial next-gen review updates of The Witcher 3, of the next-gen update, I actually had it and it was running very normally to me, but when they started uploading new patches, it kinda broke the game for me, at least when it comes to performance. But it does seem that patch 4.02, at least for me personally, did improve it a little bit. Nothing too big, but at the same time there is definitely some of the improvement I have seen. But let me now know down below in the comments, did the game improve to you? Was there any difference in frame rate? Let me know down below and I will be going through your comments. And this is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button for more. Also check us out on Twitter and Discord if you want to join our community there. And also huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. And if you wanted to support the channel in an extra way, you can do it through Patreon or directly through YouTube. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.